right, everyone. I'm so glad to be with you today, either on your cell phones, laptop computers, desktop, iPad, whatever it is. I'm so pleased to be with you, and I hope you feel the same way because I sit here each day to bring you information that is so crucial to our living as Liberians. I know that some of us are very anxious to see something great for Liberia, to have our good leadership, people who love us and care about our well-being. That's what we want. I have no doubt about it. That's what every human on the face of the earth wants. It's some people, someone to care about them, to feel love, to feel cared for. But the problem that we have in our country, Liberia, is we don't find those leaders. The only people we find are those who care about themselves and their immediate relatives. Those in authority who have the money because they've stolen enough, they've corrupted. You know, corruption is not only money. Corruption is bypassing the actual channel, trying to do things that is not part and parcel of the norms of life. That's what, corruption is. It's also stealing, because if you do something that is not right, it's stealing in itself. But we realize that there are political leaders today who are so anxious and so determined and say, regardless of what the circumstances, whatever they can do, if they will have to crush somebody, if they will have to walk over people, if they will have to steal, if they will have to kill, whatever the situation is, they are willing to do it in order to ascend to the presidency of Liberia. We must beware of this kind of people. Because if they can do whatever it takes to ascend the presidency, you can imagine what's going to happen to you when they do ascend to the presidency. Just yesterday, we realized that Joseph Newman Boykai, the standard bearer of the UP party that have been existing for over 36 years and have absolutely nothing to show for it, went on Spoon Network to announce that they are raising funds for poll watchers. There's nothing wrong with raising funds. But the channel in which you go or where you go in order to raise these funds or these funds, we all realize and we know it is not hidden. He is a Liberian, Stanton Waterspoon. But he did something that was really outrageous, egregious, something dangerous. And that's a form of corruption as well. To steal, to get money from people when you shouldn't have gotten money from them. It is the same corruption. It is terrible. It is sinful. It's a crime. And that's the same thing our leadership, or those who want to be leaders in Liberia, are following the very same footsteps. How can we actually discredit or talk and say this is not right? To give people documents that never went to school is a fraud. And you go on such a network to raise money for your campaign. So it tells me whatever Stanton Waterspoon did, that he was indicted and found guilty, and even said he was guilty and will be sentenced soon for we don't know how many years, maybe up to 20 or more. And now UP decided to go the same thread. I want you to understand this, Liberians. I'm not sitting here because I love to be here every time. A lot of us have other things to do, especially if you live in America. America is a basic country. You have to work for whatever you get. You can't go to the next person's house and say, please give me pepper, please give me chicken soup, please give me salt, or give me oil or sugar. You can't do it here. You have to work for everything that you get and you earn and you own. But I want you all to beware of the situation, the things that is going on with UP. Where UP have stated, the standard bearer have stated that he can dance and sleep with the devil just to ascend to the highest office in the land. That's the same thing he's going to continue to do when he becomes president of Liberia. He will do the same very thing. He's going to criminalize our country. The leadership of Liberia is going to be criminalized because he is following criminals, murderers, people who kill a lot of people. And they go and hide behind the Bible and say, I'm a believer, I'm a Christian. But they use the very same pulpit to discredit and to cause slur on other people's reputation. How can you use the pulpit that you claim you are a believer, you are a child of God, but you use the church pulpit, stand before the congregation who goes there maybe to listen to the word of God, because they feel that you have repented of your sins, and they go to listen to you, but then you spew out negativity. And you spew out things that is not worth listening to, and calling other people names. And even going as far as saying that you're going to cause disturbance in Liberia when your party doesn't win. There are 20 parties, 20 different people running in this election. Why would you think that you're the only one going to win? Why would you think so? That if you don't win, then that means the election is rigged and you're going to cause Arab Spring and there will be war. The standard bearer for your party, Joseph Boyka, stood up in front of hundreds and thousands of people and said that if the election is rigged, there will be no Liberia. Liberia, are you listening? Are you hearing to what these people are saying? This is their character. Destruction. Criminality. That is their character. Do not vote these kind of people into power. They are not peaceful. Joseph Boyka was the leader of the Lofa Defense Force. His hands are not clean. He does have blood-stained hands. Do not be fooled by these people. Just yesterday, I was so excited to hear a guy and a lady calling and say, look, we were UP people. But now we are flipped to CPP. The lady said, my daughter, I sent her to school. I struggled, I labored, and I was able to send her to school. She became a nurse, graduated and found a job, but she can't get paid. Every time I, as a mother, am struggling and try to ask her to help me out, she tell me, Mama, I don't have it. I have not taken pay for some months now. A nurse. How do you expect them to care and cater to our people if they have not been paid? These two political parties that have been in existence for so many years, one for 36, the other one for almost 20 years, what have they shown you? What have they provided? What can you rely on? Most of those surrogates who are on the TV, on platforms that are talking on behalf of the UP and even the CDC governments, they were all deputy ministers, some of them ministers, some of them were consultants. They want to go back to doing these things. They don't want to. They leave you in Liberia and come to America where there is law and order. I want you to understand this. I'm not going to be long today, but I want you to understand that they left you in Liberia. If Liberia was so good a place to live, why aren't they there? Why they and their family aren't living in Liberia? But as soon as the government was kicked out of power, they all fled. Some of them are in England and in other parts of Europe and here in America, enjoying hot dogs and hamburgers while you are in Liberia suffering and struggling. And they sit here on YouTube and other platforms and try to manipulate you, to try to sway you so that you can vote their way, so they can come back to Liberia or go back to Liberia and corrupt and steal from you. Beware. Beware. Do not give them the chance to do these things. Do not. Because that's why they're out for blood. They are out for blood. You see UP, look at UP. Look at the structure of UP. UP have Stanton Witherspoon on their side. Fagon, who's praised George Weah, and because of his inadequacy or because of his low IQ or whatever the case is, George Weah fire him. He's speaking on behalf of UP today. Look at Prince Johnson. Look at Bud Naked. All these people that have associated and then associating with UP. Most of the surrogates will say, oh, because he's not on your side. That's what, regardless of him being on our side or not, he is not on our side because we don't want him. He's a criminal. He's a murderer. Prince Johnson, the same thing with Bud Naked. The same thing with Stanton. Stanton is a criminal. Okay? All these people, even the JMB, he's a corrupt official. I was just reading yesterday. He was fired from LPMC. He was fired from the Ministry of Agriculture by the late Samuel Doe. Do you want somebody who have this kind of reputation, where his resume is stained with being fired to lead your government? While he's in bed with the devil and dancing with them? Liberians, beware. We only have 70 to live on this earth. Are we going to continue to suffer, allowing these criminals to lead us, to lead our destiny until God calls us home? I don't think that's what you want. So I want you to rethink. Rethink. Go back to the drawing board. Think about your life. Think about your children's life. Think about your parents' life, your relatives' lives. Those that are in Liberia struggling and trying to find ends meet. These people that are on platform, these surrogates, don't mind what they say because they are so eager to go back to steal, to corrupt. That's their plan. They are all ministers. They were ministers in government, past governments and present governments. They want to go back. Some of them are sitting in this country and being paid as a surrogate, as a consultant, and doing nothing. Because it was so good of people seeing what America have this structure, they will be telling the government, do the right thing. But they are not doing it because they want to sit home, being lazy, put their tails between their legs, sit on the couch, flip channels while they are paid $8,000 to $10,000 a month. And you can't even find a piece of bread in the morning. You can't even get a cup of coffee. You cannot get a cup of tea. Neither to buy you a piece of roasted cassava or plantain. You just can't afford it. But they have everything to their disposal. You are suffering there, but they are paying them here in America. And then you want to vote UP? You want to vote CDC? You people are too smart to allow these people to fool you. They say you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all of the time. You cannot do that. So let's be smart. Be wise as you are. And vote the right person, the right people in power that will change your life. That will change your life. That will give you a better education, better housing, better roads, better healthcare system, better agriculture, produce, and cause people to get back to work. Somebody who loves you, people who cares about you, not those who just want to get out of you and steal from you and rob you of what the little that you have. Please, my people, we love you. I'm sitting in America. I work for what I have. I want you to work for what you get too. The biggest thing, George Weah tell people, I pay YF fees. If you have a job, mother and fathers, you can pay a YF fee. $40 is nothing. You can definitely pay it. Some of you was paying it before George Weah came to power. How did you do it? You can still do it because you have the spine. You have the bones. You are strong. You are innovative. You are zealous. You are resilient. You are resolved. You can do it, Liberians. Don't wait for a handout. Don't be a beggar. Don't let these people turn you to a beggar, because that's why what people are turning to right now. Beggars. To my subscribers, I want to say thank you for returning. And those who have not subscribed, subscribe. because Liberia needs you. And you need to know these things. You need this information. So if you subscribe, if you share, if you hit the notification bell, if you like, you will definitely get it every morning, every day. 3 o'clock, you're going to get my videos on YouTube. Sonny Wayne Fella, just for you. I struggle in Liberia. That's why I named my program Sonny Wayne, because that's where I was found. So I don't want you to be found in such a place too. So thank you for joining me today once more. May God bless you all, and may God bless Liberia.